Hello guys, welcome back to Custom Gamer. Today we're going to be having a look at a map by Zwieracz. Hopefully I got that name right. This is called Break at Work, and it's kind of a nostalgic trip through Black Mesa done in the Half-Life 2 engine. As you can see, if you played the first game you probably recognise this area. It kind of apes the beginning of Half-Life after you get off the tram. Spoiler alert.
Catch me later, I'll buy you a beer.
It's even got some of the original audio. It actually rips quite a bit of the audio from Half-Life to use in this map.
Attention, all unauthorized personnel, please.
See, these are a nice feature. You got the wall banners that flip around occasionally. There's lots of different pictures that appear around the map and different banner ads. Quite a nice feature. They were in the original Half-Life as well. Now, unfortunately there's not a lot of interactivity in the environment here. It would have been nice to go into some of these rooms and, you know, have a look around. There's a lot of locked door syndrome in this map, unfortunately. All these doors you're seeing down the sides, they just don't do anything, they don't go anywhere. And there's a general just lack of a goal for the player when the map starts like this. You're not really sure what you're meant to be doing here. You're just kind of left to explore on your own and kind of work it out.
Well, Freeman, I believe I found the perfect use for you.
So there we are. Yeah, we have to find Dr. Magnuson's notes. So that's the first time we actually get a goal, and I'm going to come back to this later, so just keep it in mind that we met Dr. Magnuson in here and he gave us our goal for the level. And this is so important. Giving the player a goal at the beginning of your map should be like one of the first things you think about as a level designer, because otherwise they're just going to feel lost and frustrated before they've even got out of the first room. It's the way the human brain works. It likes to work towards something, so you want to give a goal very quickly. Here we can see the tram system. This area is, like, I think, my favourite area in the entire map. I think they nailed the Half-Life 1 feel really well. You'll notice this door is locked. That's fairly important. I'll make a point about it later. I like these lights at the top here as well. It's got some nice... I mean, the build quality of the map is... it's fairly basic, but still it looks good. I don't mean any disrespect to the author by saying that. It's a well thought out map, but like there's not too much detail. Kind of every area could just do with more detail overall, but
Good morning, and
it still looks serviceable. It's not offensive in any way.
This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel.
Warning, transportation power malfunction.
So this is the problem I've got with the map. You notice the train power's off now and it tells you that, and suddenly magically this door is open. And there's no real explanation for this other than kind of sloppy level design, really. I'm afraid to say. The door just magically unlocks when the train runs out of power. You see this quite a lot, unfortunately. There's no real way of explaining it other than shoddy level design. And the whole thing about the train power turning off, it's not even giving you another goal, really. You know, the map tells you the power is off, but it's not exactly giving you a new goal of turn the train power back on. At least it wasn't very obvious to me that it had to be done. There's generally just a lack of explaining what needs to be done to the player in this map, I think. And it suffers as a result. It can be quite frustrating at times.
At last. I must say, Gordon, you come at a very opportune time. Oh, fie. The code. 5271. Gordon? Throw your switch, Gordon.
Yeah, so at this point I was thinking I'd have to remember that code, and then as soon as I thought that, I forgot it. But luckily the door just opens as soon as that scripted sequence happens, so I think that's kind of a good choice really, to just have the door open like that. Another thing I noticed with this map is that the first goal you get is to find Magnuson's research notes, and yet there's barely any exploration to be done on this map. Like all the doors don't open, there's kind of just one basic path through the level, so you never really feel like you're searching for anything, you're just kind of following this linear path. I think there's a missed opportunity there. Could have really done with some exploration and kind of, you know, exploration based puzzles. Now you weren't expecting this, were you? So, Zen, everyone's favourite place from the first game. And all credit to the author, this is actually quite a nice looking area as far as Zen areas go. I really like the hexagonal kind of groundwork here. They're really nice to look at. And these kind of crystal formations that are see-through here, it's a really nice visual touch. I think this is probably one of my favourite looking parts of the entire thing, just for the looks and the kind of originality in it. I really like the hexagon shapes. I think that's really cool. I think most people would have just made, like, you know, floating land masses. I think the only problem I've got with this area is that you'll notice these spike things from Half-Life 1 here. If you got too close to them, they would kind of attack you. So I was kind of a bit worried about going up to them here, but it doesn't seem to actually do anything. I think there's a missed opportunity there. But yeah, jumping puzzles are hardly my favourite thing in a first-person shooter, especially. It's a shame. I think they could have had a lot more fun here with some kind of different puzzle. Even if it was just like an exploration puzzle, like walking around some Zen landscape, trying to work out how to get to an elevated area or something, I think that'd be much more enjoyable than a jumping puzzle that if you fail it, it's probably instant death. Luckily I got through this first time, so no biggie. It's a shame that the ambient sounds kind of disappear here. Had a really nice ambience going before. This area is kind of strange because it's not very clear where you're meant to go, and you don't have a suit, so unless you have the reticule HUD turned on like I do, you have no idea how much health you've got, and there's no ammo, so I'm assuming the author just wants you to run, but it just feels very chaotic, which perhaps is by design, but I didn't really like it. There was no real clear direction to go. And somehow that turned the power on. That whole excursion to Zen's just a bit puzzling. It makes absolutely no sense and isn't really explained in any way. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's in there because it's a nice kind of diversion for the map, but it just feels very, very out of place. So that turns the power on. Although in this playthrough that you're seeing now, I didn't really put two and two together. Like, I didn't really notice the big electricity beam when I was first playing this map after going through the Zen area. So this is why I'm kind of looking around here trying to work out where else I can go. But it's actually quite obvious looking at the footage now, doing this commentary. So now I'm thinking, right, well, what do I do now? More nice signs. Yeah, so it's a shame there's like all these doors that you can see but you can never actually get to. I think this map would be so much better had it had more exploration. It's a real shame that it's so linear. You'll notice here that the light bleeds through the floors above and below here. This is because I think the authors use detail brushes for these kind of floor panels here, so it doesn't actually break up the wall. If you're a level designer, hopefully that makes sense, but when you use a detail brush it doesn't cut the BSP geometry, so you can get light bleeding like that from the lights below. So that's a tip for level designers. If you're having light bleed like that, just try using solid BSP for the intersecting brush rather than converting it to a detail. That should fix your problem. There goes Magnuson. This place does feel very dead as well. It's a shame there's no like scientists walking around or other people to interact with. I mean, I don't understand why you can't go into that room. It looks like there's, you know, a full room behind that door. It's just a real shame. So now there's only one thing left to do. Get back on the train. This is another thing. I mean, when I turned the power back on, I thought I might have to like reactivate the tram or something. I didn't really think to just walk back in there straight away.
Is 8:47 a.m. Current topside temperature is 93 degrees, with an estimated high of 105. The Black Mesa compound is maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees at all times. Due to the high toxicity of material routinely...
I really have to replay Half-Life 1. I guess this map did succeed in the nostalgia department. I really enjoyed the tram ride at the beginning of Half-Life. Such a great sequence. Of course, it wouldn't be a complete Half-Life 1 nostalgia trip without this guy. Quite a nice way to finish, I think. Yeah, so that was Break at Work by Zwieracz. I think it's just fun for a little 5-minute go, you know. There's some obvious problems with like the pacing and the gameplay. I would have given the player a suit, I think, before going to Zen, and I would have tied the whole going to Zen mechanic in better. It just didn't really make much sense hitting a control panel and then suddenly wham, you're in Zen. I would have generally expanded that whole bit a bit more and added a lot more exploration to the map to really feel like you were searching for his notes, because that goal you got at the beginning was never really fully explored. You know, you never actually did find Magnuson's notes. So it just kind of felt strange giving the player a goal and then ignoring it totally. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video guys, and I'll see you next time.